With just 8 days to go now to Election Day, the Kamala Harris campaign is in trouble. On Friday, at her rally in Texas, thousands of people showed up, including children, because they'd announced that Beyoncé would be there to perform. But it led to protests and people walking out of the rally. Let's take a look at some media coverage leading up to the event.
We have some big news to share for the Harris campaign, and the Beehive, none other than Beyoncé, will appear with Vice President Harris tomorrow in Texas, we're learning, and NBC's Aaron Gilchrist is covering the Harris campaign today from Georgia, where she's set to appear with Bruce Springsteen. Aaron, the boss today, Queen Bee tomorrow. What more do we know?
This is news that a lot of people have been waiting to hear, whether or how Beyoncé might show her support for Vice President Harris. And we have learned from three sources our team has that Beyoncé will appear with Vice President Harris tomorrow in Houston, Texas. And the source says that Beyoncé will perform during that appearance in Texas, obviously where she's from.
So it was clearly reported Beyoncé would be there to perform. She was on stage and spoke for 4 minutes. Clearly this was misleading and nothing more than a bait and switch, which shows how desperate the campaign is. Before we get to the point where the protest broke out, let's see Beyoncé what she had to say.
We are so happy to be standing here on this stage as proud country Texas women supporting and celebrating the one and only Vice President Kamala Harris. A woman who's been pushing for what this country really needs right now: unity. It's impossible not to feel the energy in this room, the positivity, the community, the humanity. We are at the precipice of an incredible shift, the brink of history. I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a mother. A mother who cares deeply about the world my children and all of our children live in. A world where we have the freedom to control our bodies. A world where we're not divided. Our past, our present, our future merge to meet us here.
None of this is believable. She doesn't believe what she's saying, and neither does the audience. It's the same as Kamala. She's just reading straight from a teleprompter, and it's not working. Let's take a look at Kamala when she starts getting heckled for the first time. So this happened a second time. But this is what happens when you mislead people and make them think that they're there to see Beyoncé. I mean, let's face it, that's why most people are there to begin with. There's thousands of people there. Let's watch this. I don't think we've ever seen a Trump rally where people are protesting to what he is saying. But this is their strategy now, to use celebrities to get people out to vote, whether it be Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio, as we saw on Sunday. So I want to show you another clip. This is something else that we saw happening outside the rally, when we saw a Kamala Harris supporter scream at a toddler that was just sitting in a stroller. Watch. So obviously, this lady is human trash. What is she doing yelling at a toddler? There's just no excuse. These left-wing agitators are so used to shaming people into voting the way they want you to. And we've seen this before. If you don't support Kamala Harris, then they just move to assassinate your character. They say you're a racist. They say you're a sexist, a bigot, now even a neo-Nazi. So if you don't agree with them on something, they just take it all personally. I think the difference we've seen between a Trump supporter and a Kamala Harris supporter is that the Trump supporters seem to have a real connection with him. They understand him. They know exactly who he is. I just don't think you have that with Kamala Harris. She's just an empty vessel. John Fetterman makes this comment. Watch this.
State. You've said that Trump has a special connection with the people of
100%.
Pennsylvania. Why? What is it that you see that he appeals to in your state?
There's a difference between not understanding, but also acknowledging that it exists. And anybody spends time driving around and you can see the intensity. It's astonishing. I was doing an event in Indiana County, very, very red. And there was a superstore of Trump stuff. And it was 100 feet long. And it was dozens of T-shirts and hats and bumper stickers and all kinds of, I mean, it's like, where does this all come from? I mean, it was almost like Taylor Swift kind of swag. It's like of everything. It wasn't just a sign. It's the kinds of thing that has taken on its own life on that. And it's like something very special exists there. And that doesn't mean that I admire it. It's just like, it's real. And now you have, Musk is now joining him. I mean, to a lot of people, I mean, that's like, hey, that's Tony Stark. And that's the world's richest guy. And he's obviously and undeniably, he's a brilliant guy. And he's saying, hey, that's my guy for president. That's going to really matter.
And you see this all across the nation, including here in New Jersey as well. There's tons of Trump stores, especially in South Jersey. I think as we get closer to the day of the election, you're starting to see that the Trump support is growing and the Kamala support diminish. I think that's because they've spent too much time speaking down to people that don't support Kamala Harris, rather than try to build a connection with the supporters that do. The left doesn't understand what a Trump supporter believes in and why they're voting for him, even if they don't particularly like him, but like his policies, or just fed up with the current issues across the country at the moment. And that certainly explains why Kamala Harris has lost so much support with so many minority groups and the Teamsters Union members. I just feel whatever momentum the Democrats had in the first 60 days, it's very quickly coming to an end. So let me know what you think about the whole bait and switch with Beyoncé. Do you think it's going to make a difference to how people feel about Kamala Harris? And let me know what you think about John Fetterman. He obviously realizes what's about to happen and the likelihood of a defeat in Pennsylvania. Leave your comments in the section below, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.